and welcome to the Illuminating Crossroads community. My name is Lisette, and I am an intuitive and experiential astrologer and energy healing practitioner, and today we're going to be doing a little energetic attunement for the upcoming Capricorn full moon that's taking place on July 10th of 2025. But if you happen to come across this video at a different time, feel free to work with these energies if your essence, your beautiful soul, feels called to receive. So I did already take some notes, and with everything that I share, please always tune into your beingness and take what resonates, leave the rest. This is to be a guide and to kind of just be confirmation for you, because here it's all about empowering the self and like really coming into this essence of trusting our intuition more. So with all that being said, this full moon in Capricorn is taking place with, obviously, if you don't know though, but the sun is over in Cancer at 18 degrees, and then the moon is over in Capricorn at 18 degrees. And this is beautiful because 18 breaks down to a 9. So here again, we have our 9 overall theme that's collectively taking place, coming through on a really like close, practical, like, hey, it's grabbing our attention, right? And full moons already are about this essence, like the energy has built up, it's at this peak, it's grown, it's in its fullest light. We can see whatever it's highlighting in our life, specifically at this time. And we're going to be moving into this period of like, one, celebrating like where we've come, and then honoring what needs to be released, letting go, and fine-tuning. So if you do already have some familiarity with your natal chart, it would be supportive to see what houses does Capricorn speak to for you. And if that's something you're not familiar with, I always just advise taking a moment to notice like what right now is rising to the surface, and then you'll get more insights as we move into the messages as well. So this full moon in Capricorn, so we're thinking about when we're working with oppositions, we're wanting to balance. So we are having this bodily awareness of the Capricorn energies, the moon representing the body, our habits, and the things that we kind of need that nurture us as well. And the sun, this essence of our vitality, and that this resource of spirit that gives us life. And with this Capricorn full moon, we're really being asked to kind of see, like, which has already been a little bit of a theme coming up, but like how we're going to deepen into our commitments. So when we think of Capricorn, we're kind of thinking very much more goal-oriented, long-term strategy. We're working with Saturn, and we are also kind of tuning back into our ambition, right? So it's kind of our drive, if you will, and to sustain in building something that kind of takes time. And in that, really honoring like what we've already built within our lives. So it might be a good time if you're reassessing like some career things as well, because Capricorn can be seen representing the things that we're working hard for sometimes, or that just take a little bit more extra like support to kind of push that goal up the mountain, if you will, as an analogy. So this full moon, the moon is making a trine over to Mars in Virgo at 13 degrees, and the south node is kind of speaking to the moon at this time as well. And then we also have the north node in Pisces making a sextile to the moon, and this is kind of, I feel like, giving us almost a little snippet of what we might have arise to the surface even more fully when eclipse season hits if we haven't been paying attention to things. So really being sure at the time of this full moon in Capricorn, especially with all the things happening in the world, that you are really taking the time to slow down, and to really make sure that you're being nourished, like you're being fully, I don't know why I felt called to say, like you're being fully hydrated and replenished, and that you are tending to the things that you deeply need at a very core level. Especially because when I was tuning into the aspects that the moon is making to Mars, I kept hearing that Mars is supporting with severing parts of like rotted roots within our system. And I thought that was really interesting. And it's kind of bringing up this essence of like, if so if we just think of like a potted plant and it doesn't have proper drainage, and all this water, which we can kind of translate to our emotional body, is just sitting there, and then now these roots are just getting moldy, and then that kind of in a sense brings in that like Pisces energy, especially when we're thinking of like with water, that movement of it, right? That mutability factor. So that sextile taking place with the moon of like, well, how can we bring in some movement so that water can drain? And since this full moon is, it was adorable. When I was writing the notes, tuning in, I wrote the mentor for this full moon is Saturn, which I thought was really nice, instead of thinking of like the ruler of it, but just the mentor, the one that we're receiving guidance from at this time is Saturn. And we want to really allow for that drainage to take place, because when we do, we're allowing ourselves to feel deeply as well. So especially if there's been certain emotions that maybe have been being repressed, or even thinking too, expression is going to be a big thing for us this month as well. So if they're like having an outlet, and especially creatively, is like, it's so good, because we're going to be having that Mercury, like Mercury's already in Leo, and then having that retrograde. So this is really like resourcing outlets that allow for flow in that way. And then also another energy that was coming through was just being sure, like noticing what routines give and keep you grounded and consistent with the things that you're trying to cultivate in your life. Because now they're like, and really tuning into your body, because now with this full moon, there can be greater awareness in those areas of like, okay, this needs some refinement as well. And then just making sure that you're really celebrating, like noticing if you want to do like from July 10th, from like 6 months ago to July 10th, and just review like what's happened in 6 months, like what have you achieved, and how can you honor the effort and the focus that you've put in, so that you can allow yourself to release and like have this essence of celebration. So it's being balanced. So it's not like, oh, I'm releasing, but I'm still trying to strive and go forward. But like, how can you release? And yes, you're still moving forward, but you're like, I'm trying to think, there's this other component of like, not just pushing ahead to push ahead, but but moving with ease ahead, and allowing the beauty of all that you've already like focused your energy on to sustain you in a more deeply nourishing way. Okay, So I hope that all made sense, and I don't think I'm really going to get into any of the other notes because it was kind of like Saturn Neptune stuff, and I think I want to record its own video for that. And then one thing though, when I was meditating that really came through, and this may not be for everyone, but it was really highlighted that like your ancestors and your star family, if you're into your galactic lineage, if you will, they were just saying thank you. And it felt really beautiful. It was just like all of these energies and these essences just like hugging someone. So if that resonates with you, then like, yeah, just know that you are so supported right now. You're so loved, you're heard as well, so be sure to speak if you're needing support, or to just talk to your ancestors, or your guides, your spiritual team, however you call it, the divine, God, goddess, all that good jazz, because like I guess the message is like, don't forget that you are being listened to, you are being witnessed, and you are being supported, and that you are so loved. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull a few cards just to see if there are any additional supportive messages that would like to come through at this time. So we're going to start with just a few tarot cards, and we're just going to see what are the supportive energies being illuminated at the time of this full moon. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and Eight of Cups upright. Okay, I'm gonna put this card out. So it's the Sun card. The first card that came out is the Page of Pentacles here, and it's in reverse. So the first vibe that I'm getting from this card is that if you are if you have a specific thing that you're working on, that you've been trying to accomplish or wanting to accomplish, there's this call to go, like, to really pause and go inward, and to make sure that the foundation that you're moving from, so it's kind of taking us back to those rotted roots. It's asking, is that foundation that you have been trying to move from, is it sustainable? Is it actually supporting you? And since I put the Sun card beneath it, not that I meant to intentionally, this is showing me that there might be something actually that wants to come through to you that's a bit more creative, or even a different way of maybe how you've been trying to express or share something with, interesting, like with, be it a person or even with yourself, or with a community. And this is kind of asking, like, are you actually solidifying these avenues, especially just thinking since they're pentacles, and I'm kind of thinking of money as well. Like, are you really solidifying all these potential avenues to where resources can come to you? And it doesn't have to just be money, but it can just be like even things that you need, that sometimes, you know, there can be this forgetting that we don't always have to have money be the exchange for resources that we need. Like we can exchange things, or what is it, like when we barter or what have you, and allowing for creativity. But what I'm really feeling is, like, especially with the Eight of Pentacles, is like being sure, like, how can you shift a little bit so you actually don't have to work so hard, so you can have more fun and more play. So that's the gift of this full moon. It's showing, like, reflecting how has the effort that you've been putting in giving you like that, what is it, like ROI, the return on investment? And if it hasn't been giving you a abundant return on investment, then this full moon is asking you to look to see, so you can cut those rotted roots and actually allow the plant, which would just be this specific area of your life that Capricorn is speaking to actually begin to flourish more. And the Eight of Cups is here as well. And eights in general kind of deal with the cyclical nature. And sometimes I find that this can represent kind of like little feedback loops that we've kind of got stuck in. And this Eight of Cups is showing, it is showing that there is this walking away. So at the time of this full moon, if you're allowing yourself to resource that energy of Mars and to allow for this deeper awareness with the sun in Cancer of what is actually supporting with sustaining you, then allowing this essence of like, okay, I know it's okay to walk away, and there isn't anything being lost either, which is actually really beautiful. Like, it doesn't feel like it feels like the walking away it's really light, indeed. And I will say, just because this little bowl with the fire in it is standing out, so it might be really nice too, like if any of this is pinging something within you, to do a little ceremony, like a fire bowl ceremony, if that is something you like to do, or even watching the sunset at this time and setting the intention that the sunset is just taking away whatever it may be. So allowing for symbolism to do its thing for you. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull a couple cards from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, and then I'll just pull some crystal oracle cards, and that'll wrap up our reading. Okay, so here we have Eagle, see from a higher perspective. And we have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Okay, and I'm going to actually pull out this one because it's Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So with this, and this is already like a very continuing theme, and this came up in the July month ahead reading for like seeing from different perspective, and just allowing for to see in a different perspective requires allowing yourself to shift and move into different places. So, and especially we're thinking of Capricorn energy, it's a cardinal earth sign, but it takes a bit more to get earth to move, right? So it could be really good at the time of this full moon to find movement, be it going for a walk or dancing or what have you, or doing something like taking yourself to a place that you haven't taken yourself to before, so you can invite new perspectives to come in. And love and let yourself be loved. This is really making me think of the expression card here. So the illumination from this full moon is really giving an invitation to come into the heart. And we're going to have this full continued invitation to do so in how it is that we're sharing information and receiving information. Again, going back to our upcoming Mercury retrograde. But this is also like in such a deeper way. It's a way in remembering that like that area of your life that you might be struggling with or having difficulties in, or that you have been thriving in, is like that. Either if you've been struggling a lot, then it's a remembrance that like that does not have to be what it is. Like, see beyond what is present right now, because there's this call to allow yourself to tune into maybe that Page of Pentacles energy, that building something new and what that feels like for you. And then to also allow that sun card, that like that openness with the heart space and that freedom to start to come through, even though you may not be feeling that, but to find the little glimmers of that in your day to day and to continue to nourish those moments. And if you have been flourishing in different areas, of being sure that you're celebrating, because I'm feeling like if you do resonate with that part, there hasn't been enough of like pause, honor, celebrate, and then move forward, not just like forging ahead without taking those moments to honor those milestones. So be sure that you're honoring those milestones. And then I'm just gonna pull some crystal oracle cards, but these will just be ones that you can work with. I'm not going to interpret them at all. So we have Morganite, relationship healing. Rhodochrosite, acceptance. Shadokite, teacher. And Tanzanite, clarity. So these two came out in our month ahead reading. So if you didn't watch that, recommend it. But I do think that's it for this reading. So thank you so much if you did join and tune in. I hope that it was supportive, and if you feel called, we will be having our full moon in Cancer moon circle. Oh, full moon in Cancer. That's hilarious. Full moon in Capricorn moon circle on July 10th, the exact day of the full moon. So if you want to join, you can find that details in the description below. And I'm wishing you a beautiful and nourishing full moon ahead. Take care until next time. Bye.